Welcome to Between the Bytes, where we're not as smart as your average nerd. I'm Gary Arnold.
And I'm Raj Bakshandapur, and in this week's edition of Between the Bytes, we're going to be giving you guys some Amazon, Google, some Microsoft updates, as well as some really cool Silicon Slopes news. Amazon recently announced that they're going to be doing their Amazon meal kits. So similar to what Blue Apron has been doing for years, Amazon wants to do all of this in-house. Coming from the Amazon Fresh Grocery branch of their things, where you set up a $14.99 subscription, and then you spend about $8 to $10 per serving, and they order all the ingredients you need and cooking instructions. And unfortunately for companies like Blue Apron, their stock dropped 11% the day after this was announced. And Amazon is going fast. They already have 17 different food options out there.
So straight up, Arash, would you use the Amazon food service?
I'm a terrible cook, so absolutely. This seems like it makes it as easy as possible for us. So yes, would you?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Why not? It's 50% Amazon.
You'll get them. Google just released to the public their new hiring app called Hire. This app is for recruiters or HR directors or managers who are looking to manage their recruits and their candidates as they go through the job process. It's a really well-designed app and software that you can access. It's only available to companies that use the G Suite of products, but other than that, it's a really cool product, something that will allow HR directors to better track candidates and help them through the interview process.
Really cool. You're finding a lot more companies are starting to try to incorporate different job platforms on their websites.
I think this industry, especially in Utah, HR and hiring is huge right now. Yeah. It's an important piece of the puzzle.
There's a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
So putting their competition aside, Baidu has recently partnered with Microsoft. Baidu is essentially the Chinese Facebook, and they're a multi-billion-dollar organization. What they're trying to do is increase the speed of innovation, specifically in regards to self-driving automated car technology. Their goal is, opposed to competing with one another here, to kind of help accelerate the innovation and then battle it out there. Really cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wouldn't think of a social networking company getting into the self-driving industry. I mean, Microsoft, yeah, maybe, but social network, it's kind of odd.
Surprising, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Some interesting news from Google again is that the Glass is back. That's right. Your favorite glasses are back. Google Glass was kind of shut down for consumers a couple of years ago, but apparently Google has been working behind the scenes with different companies and enterprises to release this to more factory level type workers. It's called Google Enterprise Edition, and this glass version has better battery life, it has better processors, better cameras, better everything, and it's being used in factories, and workers have instructions that will come up on screen that will help them with the manual tasks that they're performing right then.
I don't know, Gary. I feel like these kind of just do all I need them to do.
Yeah, it pretty much covers you.
They do, right? Yeah. And lastly, there was a Forbes article talking about how Utah's Silicon Slopes has become cloud computing's new capital. It included features from Josh James of Domo, Ryan Smith of Qualtrics, and it looks like Aaron Skinard of Pluralsight. And it highlighted a handful of different things, specifically how Utah's market is great in regards to the low taxes, the skilled workforce, and the tech-friendly world that we're living in right now is booming out here. And there's one of the bullets that it did highlight that was there's a little bit more of a need for diversity out here.
Some great news, local news for you, being featured in Forbes magazine here in Utah. We're excited about it.
On this week's Between the Bytes Product Insider, we're featuring the Philips Hue. This is a light where you can adjust different colors, different brightnesses, and different themes. One of the most interesting things about this is that you can adjust it to your personal routine. So while you're away or while you're home, it's on or off, so you're not wasting energy. You can use it as an alarm, to wake you up, and you can use it as a dimmer to help you fall asleep. Now, one thing you have to make sure when you're purchasing the Philips Hue is that you also purchase the Philips Bridge that comes along. That's what links you to your Wi-Fi. And that'll do it for this week's Between the Bytes Product Insider.
Welcome to our featured guest section on Between the Bytes. Today we have with us James Wright. He's one of our team leads and IT technicians here at Executech. How are you doing today, James?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Glad to have you here. James, I wanted to jump right in and ask you a few questions about trends that you're seeing in the IT industry, the IT world today.
Awesome. So I think that one of the things we found to be really interesting was the new implementation with Alexa for those of us who like to go fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing where you can now train your Alexa devices to let you know about fishing reports around your region. And I find it useful. Instead of having to jump through multiple sites, I can just ask her, tell me, where do I need to go fish today? And that's where I go.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So are you a big fisher then?
I do. I like to go fishing.
What's your favorite spot? Or is that a secret?
No, it's not a secret. I like to go out to Lost Creek outside of Morgan, as well as East Canyon. Just great places to get away where there's no cell service.
What are some things that you would tell businesses or business owners that they can improve about their security or their IT?
So I think the reality we've faced in this industry is that there's nothing that's 100% foolproof. You have to accept that a layered approach is going to be what is necessary to be successful. Having a solid firewall, having a solid layer of antivirus, intrusion detection, and all of those gateway services are really going to make a difference when it comes to a business's security. And then at the same time, making sure that you're reviewing the things that are going on, enabling the geo-IP blocking if you need to, and some of these other great features to prevent the denial of service attacks and other regional attacks that could create problems for a business, especially an e-commerce site.
Yeah, for sure. So, James, last thing I'll ask you is something that we ask here on the vlog. Is just about what is your current most favorite book, movie, or show that you're keeping up with right now?
I've seen quite a bit of movies lately. I've seen the most recent Transformer movie. I've seen new Spider-Man. They're all great movies. I think one of the things that I like about the newer Transformer one is simply because it has gone back to some of the old comic books, and it has reintroduced some of the settings that you would see from the original cartoons and things like that. So
yeah, it's fun.
But at the end of the day, there's nothing better than a good Star Wars movie.
Amen to that. Love us some Star Wars. Well, thanks, James. We appreciate you coming in and joining us today with Between the Bytes interview. It's good to have you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks. And we're back at the studio. Between the Bytes studio. We're here to give you your tech tip of the week. This tip is to help you with your power smartphone users. If you find that your smartphone is draining a lot of battery power, be sure to check old apps that you're not using anymore. Sometimes old apps will drain your battery. Also check for apps that are using your location. Location services will also drain your battery. Also, try to keep your phone as cool as possible. An overheated phone will also drain battery.
And then coming next week, our newest guest on Between the Bytes, a Google Home and Alexa.
Battle of the AI coming next week.
Dun dun dun!
Don't miss it on Between the Bytes.
We'll see you next week. Go Jets.
Reports.
Oh, shut up.